Ping.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going fine.
Alright, we are live with Pix versus Dr. Earworm. It's our first brackets race for the Glitch Mentor Tournament. Breadcoon has joined me for this one, and we'll be off very soon.
Nice, fun. We get the first official races, or people don't have the help of nudge yourself a pixel or two.
Nah, they gotta learn. They just gotta figure it out.
Exactly.
With their mentor, the overall glitches map.
Yeah, that is honestly the best mentor. I use that a lot. Even now, I still use it.
I use it too, and I made it. Alright, we'll be off with music soon too as we start this race. Let me get that sorted out.
So Dependent Eastern. The other two are crystals. Don't really care too much about the red crystal.
No, we got ways around that now. And not just the mirror way, but the new swim clipping that most people should know how to do by now, even though it's a sequence break. It's a very useful one.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly useful.
Looks like Pix resetting some RNG and getting real busted RNG
bullied
here.
By the archer.
You might get a magic drop from the guard this one. Yeah, there we go. We got a bow. It's worth it. Putting the bow in hobo.
We can already do Pendant Eastern.
Pix is too low. Okay, he's doing some snapping that might fix it.
He needs to go up like 2 or 3
4,
pixels.
so
maybe.
yeah, 4 pixels. Alright, he made it work. I think if you do enough,
a bit more lenience than I thought.
I think if you do enough of that wiggling, it'll just eventually snap you upward, as if you had started on the right one.
Yep. And Pix is continuing on, presumably down to Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, this is the big old swim. What is this clip? I saw him practicing this version, and I don't actually know what it is because this is not Ice Rod Swim. Oh, you're kidding me. There's no way this is better than...
Just save quitting?
Yeah. It's cool, but...
I mean, it looks cool. So there's that.
There's no way that's saving any time. It's cool, though.
I feel like at that point, you may as well just swim to Ice Rod Cave. If you could already get that down, that's like one of the harder swims to do. And Saha, a bit of a bust. Extra bombs are nice, though.
The 300 that was in Bonkrock sets us up for Zora money if we Houlihan.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting to that 500 after clearing CAC, Desert, and all that looped up together. You're probably going to pick up some extra 20s or 50 or so along the way.
Imagine doing CAC in a glitch seed.
I know.
By the way, people might be wondering, what the heck is fake Dark World bracket? We did split the runners into 2 brackets, one for the top 16 and one for the remaining 10. This is the top 16. I know it's not super obvious which of fake Dark World and which of fake Light World is the top one. That's half the point, because everybody is a winner in this tournament, because they all learn how to play glitches.
Yeah, placement doesn't matter too much. More so with learning. It's
mostly just to give the lower seeds more chances to actually make it out of round 1 and keep getting to play for longer. Not that we haven't seen upsets.
Absolutely.
Especially when you take the mentor away. Who knows, sometimes when you take the mentor away, you'll find out who has been practicing on their own and who hasn't. That can make a huge difference. It's also kind of... Dr. Earworm was my mentee for 5 out of 6 of the races, so not being able to tell him stuff is painful.
Okay, so we got some divergence. So we have Pick's doing the clearing Lost Woods, taking it to Lumberjack. Because, I mean, there's really not a good place to check Lumberjack. Not that it's likely to have something, but you never know. We get some Lumberjack DMA. It just be, yeah, just a little further. There we go.
Hey, a
Oh,
sword.
and there's another sword.
I think that sword is dupeable.
I believe so.
Oh, speaking of dupeable, we get a
Silvers.
second bow, so we can skip Hobo in the seed and be fine. Or you could skip Cack in the seed and probably be okay.
I mean, Cack does have a glove and a sword in it. Which are both really nice things to have.
Hera has a small key and a map in the front, which means we don't know if it's mire locked or fire locked.
I would assume mire locked. I mean, that's more likely to be the case.
That's an interesting
But-
way to soft lock. I've never seen that before.
Huh.
He managed to wiggle himself into the collision there.
I've never seen that myself either.
This is the sort of thing where, like, if he was still in a mentored race, he would have stopped and waited for instructions. But you can't do that when you're on your own. You just have to go for it and try and remember.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely not the normal way to soft lock on Maze Race. Another Hera key in Back of Escape. And the map, which means all of the rest of Escape is items.
True, I was about to say, but who does front of escape and glitches? But then, yeah, when you know everything in the front is items, it looks a little nicer.
Ooh, Dr. Earworm's not following my rule. Which
What
is,
is your rule?
after you find glove, your next saving quit is Back of Escape. Oh wait, no, he is following it. We were just talking about it. It's so
He
silly.
just did back of escape.
No. He did Hera because he found a Hera key there. That's why it's back of Hera. Oh, this week is going well.
We got Graveyard Ledge here. Probably setting up the Houlihan after.
Oh,
Houlihan
yeah.
is just not funny for it.
The nice thing about Houlihan is it drops you off at Link's house, so you can continue your route. Pick's already done Zaha's Closet and Hobo. We'll probably continue south to South Shore and do Hobo, or do Zora there.
Yeah, you may as well do South Shore. You do Ice Rod Cave normally, South Water Walk, and go all the way. Earworm does the new DMA, not the newest DMA.
Is it not the newest?
I could have sworn. I think there might be. At least I think I remember hearing.
I mean,
there's-
swim clipping up the mountain on the Zora side certainly newer. Do you want to count
Yeah.
that one?
It's kind of a very niche DMA, but it is cool when you have the one in however many seats, or that's actually a viable strategy.
The old man gives us a bargain brand moon pearl.
True, yeah. And a can of Samaria inside of the dam. Which means if we find a hammer, we could have a potentially fun, like a hammer and a mirror or something, or even just a mirror, honestly.
We could find like a hammer and another glove and get to like Ice Palace.
Yeah. And I'm always sitting here like, come on, give me an interesting moon pearl. Just a wacky one. Put it in Vu, put it in TR or something.
If you want really wacky moon pearls, you put mirror wraps in Logic.
Put it on Stumpy.
Wow, we got already on our third bottle between the two of them.
Jeez.
Because I don't think Pix has been up the mountain yet.
Pix went up the mountain just to do the initial checks.
Oh, okay. So that was, and he rescued the old man.
Yeah.
So that is his bottle then.
Mm-hmm.
Bombos. Ooh. There's a, speaking of Ice Palace. Not that you need Bombos to get in.
No, but it could be a logical way to like do Freezor, kill Cold Stare potentially.
Perfectly done. It's a little safer to do it on that side because you're less at risk for map wrapping than if you teleport up on the Dead Rock side. Nice use of the B on Pix's side too.
Where did you use the B at?
The two of them are really clearing these light worlds efficiently. We've already seen most of the checks. We just need like Front of Escape and Eastern.
Front of Escape, Eastern Desert.
Ah, there's a third bottle. Now I can say that.
And imagine this is a no logic seed, just everything that you could do.
Yeah, you got the cane, you got the bottle. Yeah, this is so good. And you spend the next 2 hours looking for Ice Rod. It's great.
It's a no logic experience.
But boy, can you get everywhere.
Yeah, you can get anywhere you want with enough creativity.
Now, finding 2 bows definitely makes me suspicious of Pod. Though that's a cute flipper location. Do you get those first, just to be safe? I think you get them first.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Pix, you're fine. Just keep going.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Once you're any amount in the wall, you can just keep going. As long as you don't like literally die.
Mm-hmm.
There's our pearl. Boring.
Yeah, nice and boring.
Still suspicious of Pod, but we can put it off for a bit. So Pix is gonna have to do the old Ferris wheel of going right back to Zora.
Yeah, you have to do this because if Zora has an item that you want, then it becomes very awkward.
Yeah, this is still closer to Zora than we will ever be again.
Mm-hmm.
If that item had been anything but flippers, I think he would have checked Zora first.
Yeah.
And hoped it was nothing. Earworm might not have incentive to go here, because that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, he has a bunch of Dark World.
Oh, goodness. Oh, the swamp package in Zora's domain. Also, shoutouts to No Logic. Also very excited to see that hook shot.
No Logic where everybody just ditches Zora immediately.
Yeah, one person finds that hook shot and just wins the race because of it. Good times. Yeah, it makes sense. First thing you do with the hook shot is Moldorm.
You may as well. You're here. You can knock out Hera. It's a crystal.
That was a really
Easy.
nice Philly pot.
Yeah. I forget if there's enough money on the way for Earworm to make it to Zora. Granted, he might just end up hitting that Rupee Cave if he doesn't have enough by then.
Alright, there's... I'm just going to pause something real quick. Because I just noticed that the tracker is out of sync with the gameplay. Like, Earworm's tracker is spoiling the items he's getting. Hopefully reloading those will fix it. I don't think Earworm actually has X-ray vision.
As far as we know, anyway.
Well, that's a guaranteed item in Hera Basement, isn't it? Because we've seen Map Compass and Small Key.
Yeah, so it's either big key in basement for item in chest, or big key locks itself, and items just in basement. So
Well,
definitely something. Oh, second.
yeah, we want to see the item in the big chest in case we're in here from Meyer. We can pick it up on the way, and if it's the item, great. If it's the big key, then it's just a waste of time, and you still have to do hair basement.
Mm-hmm.
But that's assuming you're going to unlock Swamp from Meyer, which the whole point of saving that key is so you don't have to do that. Pix is finding the flippers actually slowing him down on this clip. Because every time you fail, you get stuck in the water, like quicksand.
You just need to go down. I think it's too far to the right. Yeah, it's too far to the right.
Yeah, the important thing is that you move down and then dash. You don't move left or right. Because the water behaves directionally.
Yeah, that's like one of the few checks that actually gets slower with flippers, because it's just if you, generally speaking, you're probably gonna mess it up on the first try. It's because it's easy to quick to adjust it, but then flippers makes it kind of a pain to adjust it.
So as long as Earworm doesn't fail this clip, he will be, oh please. The more safe you play here, the more likely you are to just get beamed. Just go in and start clipping. As long as you can get a start, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can, like, be anywhere you want, and you'll correct to the right position.
I forget how to do the faster way of that clip. I've done it once or twice on accident, where you land like inside the rail and you just pop down into the item and not have to walk all the way around to get to it.
There's a couple ways. One of them is you just be on the right pixel when you clip, and the other one is some setup that can soft lock you, and I just decided it wasn't worth it because it can soft lock you and that would really suck.
Yeah, fair.
Interesting that Pix was prepared to leave and decided that the Moon Pearl was good enough.
Yeah, Moon Pearl opens up a lot right now, honestly.
I think if nothing else, Pix is going to want some of that pendant crystal info and wants to know if, for example, Swamp is required.
Yeah.
He has a lot of stuff that puts Swamp in logic. Medallion, maybe for Meyer. The Keen of Samaria could be part of it. He would need the lamp, actually. Funny enough, the lamp or the mirror. Oh, Meyer's the pendant. That's even more interesting.
This is East Mountain, yeah. I mean, you have Hook. You can full clear Dark East Mountain and either jump into TR, because you do have Samaria, which puts at least one extra check in logic at the moment.
Oh, I don't like doing TR with just Samaria.
Yeah, it's not great. I think more likely it's going to be East Mountain into just Catfish.
Yeah, I would always choose Catfish because it's guaranteed an item and it's quick. And getting back to TR is a little easier than getting back to Catfish. Pixel will also have a slower time getting into Hookshot Cave than Earworm will because of the lack of glove.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he hasn't even been to Kakariko yet.
Yeah, I'm saying it looks like the seed you can just skip Kak and probably be fine. There might just be another glove out there. We do know that it's required now because Ice Palace is a crystal. You do need one glove to get to Cold Stare.
Mm-hmm. Here we can do the you can do the whole, take a death in Thieves Town, clear Vu, and then just walk up and, oh hey, you're in Kakariko now. Have fun.
That's a weird one though, because you just orphan the rest of the Dark World that way. It's hard to get back to, specifically Dig Game. Hype Cave you can get back to, but getting back to Dig Game really sucks.
You can do a super jump, or if you have the glove, you can just take the Dark World portal out normally and just start hype and go left, because you're gonna only go to Meyershut anyway.
That's true. Oh, that hookshot doesn't work.
Nah.
It looks like it might, but there's a pit there.
So far, it doesn't seem like anything in cave. First or second, but. Alright, nope. Cook Cave, East Dark Mountain. Bit of a bust. Oh well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Your worm's here too, but he'll clear it faster with that glove.
And yeah, going to Catfish, because why not?
Hook into hover would be mega swag, if it was possible. It's like when people hover Moldorm and then quick stop to the hookshot just to clip to the block. It's the biggest flex.
Cape? Doesn't do anything, but I mean, it's nice to have. Well, it does Spike Cave whenever a hammer shows up. I assume Earworm will probably make the same play.
Yeah, they're following pretty closely. It's really just that Kakariko difference. So like, Earworm is slightly behind because there are things he did that Pix didn't do.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just the difference of Kakariko at this point. Otherwise, they've traced their steps pretty much the exact same.
But Earworm's soft block also kept him out of desert.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see if Pix goes there after this. Pretty hard to get back there now when you know you have all of Dark World available and you know it's a crystal, so you want to get there with a fire source. I'd be putting this off too.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's Earworm's just gonna put off till he has a fire source, and that'll burn if there is a fire source in desert, which would suck, but it's definitely possible.
Earworm's taking a Dark World route that starts at Catfish. It's just probably faster than doing a DMD.
I guess using this opportunity to... Oh, that's just...
Yeah, I think this is just Earworm deciding this is faster than saving and quitting and starting at the mountain again.
Is it faster?
I have no idea. They seem close.
I feel like if I was to take the route down from Catfish, that I'd probably just decide to just hit Pyramid real fast. Just swim flip in.
Pyramid and then...
Probably wouldn't be able to... You wouldn't really be able to do much off of it, but...
Yeah, if you had a hammer, you would do Pyramid, Hammer Figs, and then this.
Oh, yeah, I guess you... Well, you could clip... You could clip... You can do Hammer Pegs. You just do Hammer Pegs escape with the hookshot. You can swim over to
you just can't actually do a Hammer Pig, so it's kind of slow.
Yeah, that or you can do the you can jump in the water and you can swim back to South Dark World. You can get past those pegs.
You can.
So then you would just go to Hype Cave instead.
It's particularly easy with the flippers too. You can just clip in anywhere. You don't have to go to the bottom or the top of the screen. You can just go to the bottom.
Yeah. As long as you land anywhere in that giant amount of water, you're good.
Earworm, being my mentee, is started a one and done route and found the big key, so it's forced to continue. Actually got the worst outcome of one and done. Well, the second worst. The worst is Fire Rod is the second item, but oh my god, he's actually doing it. He's just gonna leave.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's 0 and done. That's a separate strat.
That's the I'm cutting my losses here. I'm
not
dealing with it.
That's perfectly fair. Because you can lose a lot of time doing that route when you just get hit with the map and compass.
Yeah, because that puts so many keys as potential items in front of you. It's like, okay, screw it. I'll just wait for a fire rod at this point.
That's a good point, is that your worm opened... Yeah, well, your worm opened the chest and it wasn't a key, so the rest are a little more likely to be keys, which is the idea behind one and done. No, but the odds aren't nearly as in your favor as they would be if you found the item.
Yeah, at that point you're guaranteed to find an item in the front. But you know, it's one out of all those checks.
Oh, that's true, because the back can't be...
Because you have...
The back cannot be both the map and compass if you already found one of the map and compass. Oh, but the back can be a small key in the...
Yeah, they're like... It's more likely you'll probably find one item in the front, but...
No, the back can... I mean, that's silly. The back can still be 2 items, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of neutral in the end.
Plus, I've always been in the camp of, I'll just leave Skullwood so I have a fire rod. It's fine. It's not going to burn me this time.
So both runners deciding to chase hammerless thieves, which sometimes you just can't say no to a crystal. You just have to go for it. It's a little bit spicier for Pix, who hasn't done CAC yet and actually has incentive to Death Warp and Thieves, so it could have done front 4. But I think Earworm doesn't want to do that because there's nothing to do from here in the light world, except for maybe check Sick Kid if he hasn't already.
Yeah, if at this point, once you get... I mean, I think this is pretty normal in any kind of open-styled mode. Is just, you know, if you check Vu if you don't have the hammer, you take the slight inefficiency of doing all the checks first before Thieves, and hope you get the hammer, but if you don't, then oh well.
And you hope your opponent did the same thing, and didn't just go to some other location and find the hammer. Because the only thing that's good is going to another location that's just as good and finding the hammer there. Going here and skipping Thieves Town is kind of a gamble. More so than going in.
Yeah, I feel like that's the normal play that you're gonna do, and you probably expect your opponent to do as well. It's hard to say no to a crystal that's just right there and otherwise clearable.
Also, all this discussion about the Thieves Town big chest, it's a small key. We're good.
It doesn't even matter.
Pix is off script, but should have enough cape magic to survive. Well, he's just dodging like a champ too.
Yeah, he's just dodging until blind comes out. Just go at it from there.
Earworm immediately losing the heart he got there.
Well, Pix technically ahead. You can definitely see the advantage of the glove, of Earworm tracing the same steps as Pix, but has a glove to make all these checks just that much faster.
Yeah, I mean, Earworm is nearly caught up. That's crazy. Because it's an entire Kakariko difference, and minus maybe Saha's Closet that Pix did. I don't think Earworm's done that. So Pix is doing the thing you said he would do, which is Death Warp and Thieves Town, to get title drop, fake Dark World. Fairy Dark World, because he got a fairy. And then we get to do that again and do fake Dark World. This is basically your store brand mirror.
That's about the best way to route in CAC, especially if
you're
putting it off.
Okay, Earworm got off script in the same way, getting a spin, but he was on phase 3, so it was fine.
He's in phase 3 and he has the cape. He could swap over to it and use it if he really needed to. Plus, with the way Pix routed, he already cleared Lost Woods. Basically routed to do this.
I think that what Pix did was actually slower than saving and quitting to sync, which is sad because it's cooler, but I do think saving and quitting to sync probably would have been quicker. Maybe if he had only died once.
I think if it was one death, it's probably faster by a little bit.
But it would have given him the opportunity to do like front 4 if it was a pendant. And that's a really good time to do it, because anyone who's in the Dark World is not incentivized to do that. And they'll either not go in at all, or they'll go all the way in the back.
All that for nothing.
Yeah, and there's not enough time to beat the race timer.
With how it froze for a second, I thought he accidentally hit left.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
right as he landed.
Ether for Meyer.
Okay,
So Swamp's not in logic yet.
Yeah, not in logic, but definitely tempting. We also get to see Pix probably go down the desert and check that whole area out from here. See if we get anything.
Where does Earworm go next from here?
Clear the rest of Dark World. South Dark World, anyway. Hammerless Ice is on the table. Granted, it's a really bad feeling option. I don't think that's really gonna be the play.
I'd do Hammerless
Maybe
Pod
Fish.
before Hammerless Ice.
Yeah.
100%. Maybe, Pyramid Fairy. I don't think we saw Pix do that.
Yeah. That's why I think he might just end up doing Pyramid Fairy, assuming he knows how to do the River Fought.
Oh yeah, the River Fight. I probably taught him that once, but it doesn't mean that he can pull it out on his own. Especially after getting a whole bunch of progress. I would personally be spooked by this, knowing how much of the game he's done.
Mm-hmm. It's something that doesn't even come up very often.
The River Fight's really good, though. I recommend learning it. He's going for it.
It's great for scenarios.
There's also, by the way, he has like the flippers. He could just... He's doing River Fight, but he also has the flippers. That's like the NMG way of getting there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he just knows it. Nice. Cool. Perfectly done. So proud of you.
It doesn't come up all the time, but occasionally you get scenarios like this where it's actually really good to know. That's just a boomerang on Pyramid.
Man, the boomerang is like almost good enough to get. It's just not quite good enough. You pick it up if you're checking it from right below. But you wouldn't do from Pyramid Fairy, right?
Probably not. I mean, it does save a little bit of time in GT. Probably about the exact same amount of time it takes to pick up, so it doesn't really matter.
You pick
But
it
then
up.
also, it's another step of quick swap.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's why I avoid bug nets.
Alright, so... Honestly, if we're thinking in logic options...
Oh, well, what Earworm's doing here is good. We haven't seen King's Tomb yet.
Oh yeah, and he can actually use Tomb Raider. Got the hook shot.
So he gets rewarded for putting this off.
Yeah, I've kind of started putting this off a lot too, just for Tomb Raider. Because it is really nice when you can combo them together.
Cleaning up Sphere 1s is a solid option when you've run out of ideas. And
Yeah.
I would think maybe we'd do the Front of Escape. Now that we know that Meyer is not only a pendant but also not accessible, it might be worth going in just to set up that key rat.
Yeah, you have the key.
What does starting from CAC do for Earworm?
Did he do Sick Kid?
He might not have done Sick Kid yet, and also he's going back to Desert.
Yeah.
That's probably haunting him right now. Which, as far as I can see on Pix's side, is pretty empty.
Yeah, unless Agena here has something. But otherwise, this is proven to be all of nothing.
Yeah, it's just time he's giving back to Pix, but that's okay, because it's not that much else he can do right now besides double dipping other dungeons. Again, it's that cleaning up Sphere 1 mentality.
Yeah, honestly, front of escape or pod seems like a pretty good option. You got the bow to put the right side in the logic. So you know you can get everywhere in pod. Most of the back's not in logic, though. Granted, you know, who cares about lamp logic and whatever. Unless you need a fire source for something.
Lamp logic tells us if Swamp Palace is in logic without mirror. We learned recently that lamp is just straight hard required for swamp if you don't have mirror. Or not hard required, but logically always required for swamp if you don't have mirror. Because you're supposed to save from the old man to get in swamp state so you can open chests. Oh,
Oh,
so rude.
Oh.
He got just bad luck there. And he only has 2 bombs. That's a really high bomb.
Yeah,
That's not the correct pixel. He seems to have a very precise idea of what the pixel is, and it's like 4 pixels too high.
Yeah.
Could call him a hard
like
reset,
line
though.
up on almost like the... It's like almost like the smiley face, I guess? I just use like a visual lineup.
Well, the good thing...
cut grass.
Simple Clips is that it would have failed anyway because he's on the wrong pixel for the bomb.
Oh yeah, I know.
That makes you feel better.
For the lineup for it in particular.
Yeah, I do the little smiley face. I don't know what I would call it, but...
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's
the little bit of pixel that goes right below his shadow. I hope Pixar recognizes that when you dash into the bomb and it hits you in that particular way, that means you're too high. Oh, this is closer to the correct pixel.
Yep.
He's actually like really going for it, and he's not getting 1 frames. But he's like recognizing that's bad, which is perfect. He's also getting absolutely menaced by this enemy here.
Well, he got out though. Alright, Dr. Earworm clearing up what Pix did. Pix clearing up what Dr. Earworm did. And eventually we're gonna see a new check out of either of them.
Yeah, in the meantime, do give our runners a follow and my co-commentator.
So what's more likely? Front of escape, pod. We have Eastern too.
Oh, Eastern is
sitting there.
Oh no, it's a pendant. Yeah, they would have been here by now if it wasn't.
Oh yeah, with that bow off of Hobo, you'd honestly just save put and run into Eastern almost right away, or maybe do some initial sphere 1 to get that sword, and then go okay. Now is Eastern.
Well, Pix would have done it after Saha's closet.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Earworm says escape, almost forgets the uncle.
Yeah, remembers uncle's a thing. Honestly, easy to forget because in most open modes, I think uncle starting is just the norm. So you almost think like, yeah, I checked uncle. No, wait.
Canterburna doesn't mean anything yet. Doesn't mean anything at all because we have cape.
Mm-hmm.
Neither does the shield. Just makes us blue.
Makes us blue. Makes a couple people mad. Adds however many small amount of frames of lag or whatever it is. Pix getting the cool little clip.
Pix is a little low on here. I really hope he doesn't dash off. Okay. Oh my god. Pix, don't. Okay, please. That was
Yeah.
such a hard lock risk. That was one of those, if he hit the wrong direction, he would have hard locked positions. You don't want to dash too low on those out of bounds screens. Because when you hop off the ledge, you get into a screen wrap position. Unless they're doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. At best, you might just funny auto walk and you might be a-okay.
Yeah, there's a very fine line between getting a FOT and getting a hard lock, though. Sometimes it's just a matter of whether you tap up or down.
Pix. Oh yeah, Pix only recently got the gloves. I think he's doing back of escape real fast. Yeah, back of escape. So far, front doesn't seem like anything though. This is really come down to just Pod or Pen and Eastern.
So here's the little challenge for you is remembering your fairy here, because Dr. Earworm still has his.
Oh god.
You saw Pix eat his in Thieves Town. Oh, Earworm. Alright, you got all the time in the world to check your bottles here.
Oh no. I think we've all been here. Okay, Pix is opting to go to Pod, which, as far as we know, is the correct option. I was even going for Kiki.
Oh, Earworm doesn't have the fairy. Joke's on me. He must have ditched it somewhere else.
Oh.
Maybe he was throwing in a bottle at Pyramid.
I should actually take the time to learn Kiki Yeet at some point.
I would
Never.
It only saves 2 seconds over climbing normally with spin
Yeah.
speed. The problem is that climbing with spin speed is hard because you get like cabbages and dead rocks. In the old all dungeons route, when people were climbing in like, you know, not rain states, people learned Kiki Yeet because it was safer, not because it was faster. But it is faster, so those people continued to do it in the modern routes.
Mm-hmm. So, Howard Castle's dead, but Earworm does open up Dark Cross. So thinking of the key rat key for Hera's situation. Granted, we can't even do Hera Basement yet. And this is Earworm going to Pod, yeah.
Pix is definitely an NMG runner. I can tell by the way he moves through Pod.
I am a certified rando runner. I make completely not great movement through dungeons. I haven't practiced to that level.
A good sign that Foxlisk was your mentor is that you're not walking. You're not dashing in Shooter Room. Because don't dash a Shooter Room in front of Fox and he will yell at you. Yeah, Pix did have Fox as a mentor a couple times. That could explain his movement in Pod. Fox taught me how to move in Pod.
Nice.
I'm just saying all this because nothing's actually happening in the randomizer right now.
Yeah, it's very true. This is just
Hook shots are good too. They're probably faster. It's up in the air.
It's either might be slightly faster or about the same, or just like a couple frames of difference kind of deal.
Hook shots rarely beat out walking diagonally, so it's definitely debatable.
Yeah, I know it depends on the distance.
Looks like we got a bad key layout for Pod that Pix has to go into this part where you just hope we can skip. If this has 2 keys in it, and you find the 2 other non-keys in the front, you can skip it because we spent a cave state key. And don't need both of them.
One item, it's a shovel. That bow we got off Hobo is for the shovel right now. Pix going, okay, this is maybe taking too long to Death Warp, or oh yeah, just going for the spike instead.
It's a good point because Pod was not bow locked. So it really was just that shovel.
It was bow locked.
Was it?
Big Q's in the Shooter Room.
Oh, Big Key and Shooter Room. Okay, so we did find... Okay, well the bow is still alive for meaning something in this seed.
Yeah, everything in Pod right now is locked behind that bow.
Yeah, going through here without the mirror really sucks, because you have to death warp out, no hammer.
Yeah, honestly, I would have probably just hammer jumped immediately and just gone backwards to the maze.
It's a good point because you have the big key. It's just...
Yeah.
I don't like doing more Dark Maze than I have to.
I'll be honest, I am so much more used to backwards Dark Maze. Like, going through the front just confuses me. I just get lost if I go in through the front. If I hammer jump, I'm fine.
We're also getting out of the realm of things that are in logic and pod just because of the darkness.
Yeah, the only in-logic thing that we really got was the shovel.
And that's it for in-logic checks.
And the only we have the shovel and Eastern Palace for in-logic checks.
So which of the Hope Room chests has fire rod and which one has the lamp?
Oh yeah, I forgot about GT. Yeah.
I remember GT. It's just you can't do anything in there beyond Hope Room and Tile Room, so it's not really on the forefront of our minds.
Hope, Tile Room, and Torch.
I think it's still better than Ice, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, most of our options are pretty garbaggio at the moment. So we have Hammerless Ice, yuck. We have Pent Eastern, yeah. What?
I just caught Pix counting items in pod, and by counting items I mean checking his menu and seeing he's missing map or compass, and saving and quitting out of the Dark Maze. So that's a full clear. Yeah, map and compass are at large.
Oh,
that means
so
Dark...
he's gonna come back to murder, not Trunks, Helma whenever.
I think it was in this chest that if this is an item. Yeah, map and compass. There we go. Earworm just knows. Counts as items. Good job. I don't do that.
Honestly, I find in HMG key counting pod I just confuse myself, honestly, because I'm so used to having one less key, but I'm counting what would be a normal pod and not I open the front door first pod.
I solved that problem by not playing modes that aren't HMG.
Fair. Alright, and Pix going for the front of escape, which we know is absolutely nothing.
And Dr. Earworm digging up a half magic here, which is fine. It's just not really what we're looking for.
It's not progression, but it's nice.
That's the tagline. That's the half magic incorporated slogan. It's not progression, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Alright, is this going to be our first Eastern play? Because Dr. Earworm hasn't done Saha's Closet yet. And at this point, he's probably just going to do Eastern. Yeah. Oh, he's going to do Eastern first.
I think he already did Saha's Closet.
Oh, okay. He's just doing Eastern. That's... At this point, it's like, put a bunch of stuff into a hat and pick.
I mean, yeah, you've got this, you have Ice, you have TR, and you have GT.
This is the point of the game where I stop telling the mentee what to do, because there's just no right answer. I just say pick the one you like the best, or hate the least.
Right now it's a casino. Choose which one of the options. Gamble. Hope you win.
I think my choice would have been GT. But that's purely personal preference and not based on anything real.
I'd be tempted for GT just because it's kind of fast to get to. Just doing that.
Oh, Pix is not taking the key. So he's not setting up key wrap. That's interesting.
Flute, which doesn't do anything.
Oh, we're even activating that. We've already done CAC. You activate it if you find the powder and have to check that.
Yeah.
I would even argue for, like, maybe you find the mushroom and don't feel like walking to the witch. If you're gonna walk somewhere, might as well activate the flute.
Pix deciding not to death fork because granted does have a lot of HP with blue mail and was like, alright, you know what? Dark Cross doesn't exist.
That makes the key steal, or the key, like, leave behind a little bit. Make a little more sense because he's not doing Dark Cross. So there's no setup. I'll just do it from here later. And it's not going to get him the key, but it'll get him the item.
I mean, I understand the thinking. Right now, you know you're on your way to last locating something big, and you probably feel bad and want to start making some more aggressive skips. Try to make back a little bit of time.
Well, I disagree that this is a feeling behind situation. I think you've done everything you expect your opponent to do. I saw him like tap towards the key, look at it, and then walk away from it. I think it looked intentional, and then he didn't do Dark Cross. It really looked like he just had zero intention of setting up Key Route Seal on this seed. He says, if seed wants me to go to Swamp, I'm just going to get Ether. At this rate, it's going to drop anyway at some point. Before.
Either just ditch Hera Basement entirely.
Exactly. Or save Scum Hera Basement. Hope it's not Ether. Because it can be.
God. On the plus side, Meyer is a pendant, so you could potentially just be okay. But, you know.
There's a way to do Swamp Hera and get your key refunded. You have to Hera State Swamp a little bit longer than you normally would. You enter with
steal one of those.
You enter with blue pegs down, and you can steal the left side swamp key without actually opening that door. But then you have to do left side swamp.
Yeah.
And you also have to Hera Pot with blue pegs down, which a lot of setups rely on those being up.
Yeah, you just do spin speed, or the spin or hook speed Hera Pot, and just kind of eyeball it a little bit more.
I don't know if it's possible to even like get on grid there. Maybe you do it by starting at the pot. Wow, Eastern was dead. And like the rest of the pendants are pretty inaccessible.
So logically, just GT or TR.
Or
I would
ice.
definitely do, or ice, yeah. I would honestly do GT because that's really fast to get to, especially because you don't need to walk in and out of Hera.
GT
With
is
hook shot
super
and everything.
quick.
Yeah, those 4 checks are very fast right now.
How much of the front of Skull did we see from? We didn't see any of it from Pix, right?
Yeah,
We didn't see any
yeah.
items from Earworm, so it could just be there.
True.
Oh, lots of feels bad. Who feels worse? Earworm or Pix?
I think Earworm feels worse just because he was there, cleared 2 checks, and decided, you know what, I'm good. Okay, Earworm's going to Swamp now, saying, you know what, screw logic. We're just going to Swamp, we can beat it.
Maybe what he's hoping for is the hammer just shows up in Swamp,
Something
and then you can
shows
go to
up.
Ice and single dip it for the Ether Medallion that's definitely just sitting there in Freezor Room.
A hammer, or even just like a fire source of some
God, a
kind.
fire source would be so nice. But this is going to be a pretty laborious swamp clear because he has to do 2 of these Hera Pots, and he has to save and quit between them. He's healing.
I think it's just been out of habit, honestly. You just hair pot up and you grab a fairy real quick.
It
Keep
does.
going.
It gets you beams for this Kadongo.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, this seed has been pretty awful so far. We've done everything that makes sense to do, and now we're just scrambling for something that's clearly just awful.
Gets it pretty quickly on his first go.
And nicely done.
Yeah, that clip in particular is like the hurdle of HMG.
I was just gonna say that. That has been the one. Like everybody has to learn how to select buffer, which is. It's like learning how to hover. It's like a completely different tech that you're not used to having to do.
You either learn that or you learn the very finicky bomb clip.
It's like saying, hey, you're playing a Link to the Past tournament, except for this one room that's from Super Metroid, and you have to learn Mock Ball.
And it's basically required. Pix is making the GT call, which honestly is not a bad play at this point. There's really no bad plays. All of your options are garbage. Just pick one.
All right, here comes Earworm again with the old Groundhog Day swamp, as I like to call it. Oh, it's not even the right medallion. If it was either, that would be a huge, like, gain for Doc, because it just means that this isn't logic for Doc, and he doesn't know it. But it's not.
I wonder if the TR medallion is maybe could be related, and maybe there's something like key logic wise you need to open up the front of TR.
Did anybody even look at the TR medallion?
I'm sure they ran by it, because both of them did catfish. Other than market?
Nope.
They both just ran by it, like, sure.
Nobody marks TR medallion after week 6 of Mentor.
I do just in case weird key logic shenanigans come up.
Dr. Earworm's gonna get kicked down the stairs. That's unavoidable. It's a consequence of double dipping the diver down room and diver downing when it's been reloaded.
Oh, is that why? I never quite knew why.
It's the same reason Fake Clippers is different if you reload it. Because the stairs become... they stop being stairs, and they become like a, one of those little, like, I don't know, the swimming pool things. You know what I'm talking about. And you just jump in, which is fine, but we're diver downing, which is skipping a transition the game expects you to do and getting things out of sync. Pix cleaning up King's Tomb, which we saw on Earworm's side.
Yep.
So it's so weird because we saw yet another check turn up empty. And we're just down to a couple of things. TR, what do we say? TR ice in front of Skull?
Yes.
I'm starting to see a little more optimism in Earworm just doing Swamp, because I totally get this. It's less risky for him.
You have to do this dungeon.
You have to. And you do less side, because you're not going to sequence break Swamp and skip chests in it. That would be silly.
Yeah, at this point you're hoping you pull something for either Ice or GT or TR. Like, pulling the Fire Rod would be really big. Yeah, you're hoping you pull something. Pulling a hammer would be great. Just something that out of logic makes things way nicer.
What would be the worst item for Earworm to find here?
Worst item.
Worst for him.
I
I think the lamp. I think that could send him on some wild goose chases. Fix is doing, speaking of skipping the lamp, is doing Laser Bridge first for Turtle Rock, which this is what I would do too, because it prevents you from being medallion locked and just gives you a smoother route through the dungeon. The big downside is you're skipping big chests.
Yeah. Also, I did double check VODs real quick. It is in fact quick to open up TR.
Ooh.
So there could be a weird key logic scenario where you need Quake to open up the front.
Okay, so somebody who actually knows TR key logic will pay attention to what Pix opens up. Now that I'm no longer a mentor, I can stop pretending I'm going to learn that one day. And go back to happily ignoring it by doing laser bridge every time.
Wait, I think this is the classic looking at the guide.
Oh yeah, we got the virtual mentor up on Pix's side. Love to see it. This is me mentoring from my grave.
It's honestly mirrorless laser bridge is a little wonky. I don't blame people not 100% memorizing it. Step by step is weird.
This is one that you really just had to get to muscle memory. Because every step is weird and different. Nothing for Doc, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's an item left on the boss yet, but yeah, so far this is coming up pretty empty. I mean, I guess it's nice that you at least did it. You have to do swamp, and this is kind of one of the bigger pains to do.
This looks good so far. He has to be confident when he walks, but not so confident that he drops off the ledge on the other side. And he's acting like this is more precise than it actually is, which is fine. He's probably just following what the picture looks like.
Yeah.
When I'm live mentoring, I tell people tap down, tap up, and that always gets them in position.
Yeah, it's weird, like you can't stutter step this, or it gets weird.
Yeah, you get like a subpixel failure state, which is probably like a 50-50. Makes it very inconsistent.
But gets it. We're all good now.
Dr. Earworm gets the last item from Argus. He's clearly just not supposed to be here because there's nothing in here, but he gets a crystal out of it.
Yep. Pix does set up for laser skip and realize, oh wait, I've got half magic and Burna. Hold on. I can just walk through here.
So Dr. Earworm set up he could key rat steal, but you could see the way he did swamp actually left a key in swamp, and if Pix were to do swamp in exactly the same way, he could get a key from swamp into Hera again to do Hera basement if need be.
Yeah. I'm also thinking he's more just saying, yeah, Hera basement.
Oh, he's not going to do Hera basement, but it's just something, just in case. You know, you have to plan for these things if you want to actually finish your seed. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to just win the race and forfeit when your opponent finishes, then you don't care at all. You just say that's a case where I lose. So now Dr. Earworm will probably do exactly what Pix is doing.
Yeah.
And find the same things Pix is finding. So I can't imagine doing GT and not doing TR after. Unless he just didn't pay attention to the medallion.
I mean, granted, after GT, Earworm's options are just TR and Hammerless Ice.
And Skullwoods.
And I keep forgetting about Skullwoods, yeah. Skullwoods.
And Skullwoods. Oh, man. We definitely didn't see Pix go in there, right?
Yeah, Pix just skipped it entirely.
Oh, this is a fantastic room. Master Sword and no Fire Rod. Good use of Burna, though. Remember when I said Burna didn't matter? Burna mattered a lot.
What we got here? Just a key.
Alright, time for chat to read logic for me. What's going on in this Turtle Rock? Is it too soon to know?
I think if there is not a key in the chain chomps, then it's locked by the front.
Could be
because
big key.
it would expect you to steal the Poke Key and then spend it on that useless store right above you, which then would make it logically medallion locked.
Well, on the other hand, we just found the medallion, so it's now we're looking at Fire Rod lock, and that big key could be locking a small key in the big chest.
Yep, that's possible. The medallion could be completely pointless, but
oh no! Oh, that's a really bad way to die because he's going to laser bridge. So what you save quit and you go back up the mountain and you clip into Turtle Rock mid and you get the big chest.
I think you can. Yeah, you either get the big chest or you open up the front normally, grab that front item real fast.
You could.
And then jump down.
Yeah, it's not too bad to walk out of that room because it's not roller room.
Fast. Yeah, no. That honestly, compass room is not too bad.
So Dr. Earworm's also setting up to do laser bridge first. That home clip that I think probably taught him. I don't know. I definitely taught somebody that bomb clip at the very end.
God, I do not know that bomb clip.
That's week 6.
That would be really nice to use.
That is week 6 tech. It's pretty good. for specifically this, getting to mirrorless laser bridge, or you're playing entrance and there's nothing you can fix your camera with at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of glitch modes.
Oh.
There is a very large amount of tricks that are not at all remotely required, but come up every so often that just happen to be really useful for very particular scenarios.
Depix is going for front first. I think front first makes sense because also that big chest is probably a key. You might just find the hammer here and leave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dr. Earworm doesn't do dash skips, but he's really good at walk skips.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the time difference is so tiny, if anything.
Walk skips, I think, are just straight up faster, if you're good at them.
Are they?
Like, the way Doc's doing them is pretty optimal. Because that's not an optimal dash distance. If you did that in NG and it wasn't a laser skip, Foxlisk would yell at you.
When you have Foxlisk saying in chats yelling at people for any unoptimal dash lines.
Oh, this is the key. Can you go... Yeah, you can go forward from here and have enough keys, because you've opened every chest in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true.
You can just walk out and jump there.
That's a blatant lie. We have not opened every chest in the dungeon. There's 2 that are locked by the fire rod. This makes more sense. This is faster.
Yeah, this is a faster do anyway. I mean, granted, he didn't get the pokey key, so he could open the door, get the pokey key.
He's going to be the first to chain chomps.
Well, this isn't the change on the only thing that takes.
Oh, this is big chest. Oh, he did. He died after chomps. That's right.
Yeah. And nothing.
We're going to ice or skull. Oh no! So I think it would be reasonable for Pix to go to skull.
Yeah, Pix doesn't touch skull woods yet. So
absolutely, just out of the question for Dr. Earworm to go to skull before ice. I would yell at him for doing that.
Yeah,
you don't.
I feel like at that point you just kind of commit to the skip.
You don't none and done skull woods and then come back as anything but your last location. Pix did do hookshot cave without a glove because he was a cack skipper.
Yeah, it does the cool route of leaving cack for Vu and just looping them together, because I don't know, I love doing that because it's fun.
Pix is going to Skullwoods.
I don't know. I also have a lot of weird routing I like to do in HMG just because it allows me to do it and it's fun. I will absolutely mirror wrap to Stumpy all the time.
That is 100% the spirit. Is that faster? It's no way, right? Because you have to fix your camera and stuff.
For what?
As opposed to like just walking there, or do you mean when you don't have the pearl?
Oh yeah, when I don't like, I will absolutely just like take like a bottle and mirror and like just clear Vu and Skullwoods early. So mirror wrap the Stumpy to get a link state and do other shit with it.
If it's ice, by the way, like that, this one none and done Skullwoods totally puts Dr. Earworm in a lead.
Yeah. I'll see.
Because he's done all this and swamp. Pix hasn't done swamp yet. Pix's swamp will be a lot faster and probably go mode.
Yeah.
It's the ether is probably just never going to show up, and he'll be in go mode somewhere else, and then go mode swamp if he stays in logic.
We'll see here. Pix is gonna loop around here in a second. He's gonna do a big chest in this first. We'll see if Skull really was the answer the whole time.
How is Dr. Earworm here? Did he die?
I guess he did.
He death warped in Spike Room. I guess that's faster. I mean, definitely backtracking from Spike Room would have consumed a key he probably didn't want to consume. But Gosh, I'm so nervous about the skull.
Alright, what? Key. Oh, this just really is just well, like, I don't think it can be a 2-item back at this point. Or, I mean, that wasn't a key that he got, and I did not see his tracker update.
I saw a key.
Oh no, it wasn't. Yeah. Compass. So.
It's not skull.
So both items are in the back of skull.
Yep. None and done. Wow. And as predicted, Dr. Earworm's going to Ice Palace. And Pix is also has to, right? There's nowhere else to go. He's probably just gonna walk there.
Yeah.
Is he not the over ledge? What is this?
I'm not sure. Is this going to Pyramid? I don't think he did Pyramid.
Oh, he didn't do Pyramid. Oh, yeah. Well, Dr. Earworm is pretty far ahead then. He's too low, by the way, for that bomb clip. And that's how you know you're too low, is when you dash and you don't hit the bomb at all. It's a good way to diagnose these bomb clip issues. So now that's too high, because you hit the bomb and didn't get clipped. He's now 1 pixel too low, and he'll also miss the bomb. Nope, never mind, he's good.
Then just dash.
Just dash. No, don't do that. Oh no.
Yeah, because I think I remember seeing the guide telling you to like hit on the same frame, like basically do a same frame quick hop.
Who's the guy? Who teaches this?
It's like.
Is this like a video?
Yeah.
It's probably optimal. It's probably a speed strat.
Yeah, if I remember, it is faster to just do that quick hop instead of dashing, because I mean, you don't have to do the dash animation. But you know, very easy to mess up and have to do it all over again.
I might look into that, because I do this in the speed run. I don't know. I'll see how if it's worth it or not.
I mean, it's one of those times say, oh, and
Nice,
gets a heart.
nice dunk. The classic glitch mode pyramid fairy dunk. The tutorial.
We're now looking at
Interesting.
the guide.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got live mentoring. Let's go. This is probably one he knows how to do, but just wants to have it next to him in case he forgets inputs and doesn't want to have to start over.
I've always told mentees, like, I don't blame you for looking up the guide on this, because there's a lot of steps, and you know, just wanting to be double sure that you don't mess up this basically very long trick.
I still open up the Pod Dark Maze map sometimes. There's no shame in it. Down, good. So Pix is following behind. Made sense doing Pyramid Fairy as part of this. He can swim clip out, which is probably what he's attempting. It's not gonna.
Yeah, you can just float along the bottom and just hold upright, and you'll be fine.
This is not a hard lock screen, right? Okay, good. Not that he really accomplished anything in this trip, which is a shame. But oh no, he doesn't know how to get out. Well, he'll get into the portal.
Yeah.
Dr. Earworm's having a little bit of positioning issue with this bomb. So he's starting, I think he's a little bit too far to the right when he throws the bomb. There we go. He's adjusting. That's fine. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, he gets out.
Sometimes that happens. You just say, just keep wiggling and see if it works.
Yeah.
Because you're either going to soft lock or you're not. The outcome's the same either time. Not skipping Pengator Room when it's literally your last location. Well, for us it is. And for all intents and purposes. Okay, Pix, please just move up on the screen before dashing. Okay, good. He did.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when it's hammerless ice, you kind of have to do that. There it is.
Stupid clown seed. You can't even get rewarded by doing the other stuff. Ice rod or lamp or the mirror.
Yeah, you just get nothing.
Actually, what's the last time we found an item that was required? Can you even name what the item was? Was it the moon pearl? Because I think it was the moon pearl. Maybe the flippers.
Yes.
Flippers hook
Flippers
shot.
Flipper was before. Pix had Flippers hook shot before Moon Pearl.
Red cane. That's a fair. I can't remember what that was, but it was a little later.
That was in the dam.
That was
The
definitely
chest inside
before
the dam.
flippers. That was definitely before flippers.
Yeah, that's before Flippers. So for Earworm, it was Flipper's hook shot. For Pix, it was Moon Pearl. Or actually, no. Technically, the glove for Pix.
The glove Pix. Oh, the last item Pix found was
Cag.
Rico. Oh no. Pix is also consulting the virtual mentor.
I love how this ice is just, alright, here's everything you need for your scene.
Oh my god, don't move. Oh, don't move left on that screen. This is not correct.
Yeah, that is.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever looked at the guide for this flippers wrap. It's basically says do these steps and you follow the steps, and then it says go back to step 2 and do that again. and then it says on your second try do this, and while you're reading on the first try it says ignore this if you're reading on the second try. It's so complicated and so intimidating to look at.
Yeah, it could be a little better, honestly. I mean, obviously, when you know it, you kind of you understand what it's saying, but when you don't quite understand yet, it's a little confusing.
So I guess the nice thing about Hammer and Ice is you actually get to finish Ice, because that progression did not have to be the Hammer. That could have been the Fire Rod. It could have been
Fire Rod for back of Skull Woods.
I don't think it could have been much else. It's not like Ice Rod gets you anything.
Yeah, Ice Rod gives you nothing. Fire Rod gets you back of Skull Woods and 2 items in TR.
Could have been
2 checks in TR.
Ether.
Ether, yeah. But we already know Swamp is nothing.
Dr. Earworm's an Oko. Oh!
There we go.
Now to watch Pix. It's on a pixel that looks good. I'm not actually sure. Okay, he must be on the first step of this, because I don't see any cut grass. There we go. Now he got that step. Pausing to read the guide. Where the guide is literally just go back to step 2. So he has to go back to step 2. The thing that happens when you're last locationing progression is you don't really think about what you're doing after you find the progression. Even if you know what the progression is going to be.
I mean, to be fair, you really don't have many other options. At this point, you have GT.
You can actually see him change his mind there and realize that Dark World is not the correct play, that GT is, and maybe he should have done a heal for his Spike Cave. Not the end of the world, but he clearly didn't have this on his mind when he saved and quit. He was just, oh, panic, I have the hammer now, what do I do?
Panic, GT, yeah, GT. Big checks. And then realize, wait, I can do Spike Cave, I got half magic. I can knock this out real fast.
Pix is in position to hold down. Nope, that's bad. Now he will hard lock. You definitely don't want to move on the screen. That's not good. It's fine because he's resetting anyway, but
yeah, this is after a save, so it loses time, which is bad, but you're not losing progress.
I'm amazed you didn't just immediately hard lock.
Yeah.
He was actually able to explore a little bit. There's nothing to fix your camera there, unfortunately, and even if there was, it would put you at a dark shopping mall. It's not really where you want to be.
It's kind of useless.
Or I guess in that screen, it's not even that. There's just no caves there. There's only Ice Palace.
So Spike Cave has powder in it. Yeah, I have Magic Bat on the table.
And the mirror showed up, which I completely missed. But this
that was in Ice as well.
So this is a Flipper Wrap seed. Really, just if you are not confident with Flipper Wrap, you are going to have to become confident with Flipper Wrap to get into the seed.
You can learn YBA Wrap too.
There's everything in GT behind the hammer. There's the lamp. We're still rods from go mode. what is Pix doing? Just setting up from here, okay. You get a nice fairy for when you do make it into ice. Wow, you go back immediately to Mimic. That's bold. I would just start doing dungeons. We know Pod's not an item. The lamp just gave us Desert, which according to Dr. Earworm's tracker is 1 item. And that's it? It's a small mercy that the game hasn't given us anything that takes us away from Crystal Dungeons.
Yeah, so at this point we're just looking for Fire Rod, Ice Rod for TR, really.
Okay, so Pix is setting this up again. The mistake he made last time was in the final step where you're walking down before transitioning, you can hold down and there's a rock in your way, and you can just hold down until you hit the rock. But I guess it wasn't communicated that well in the guide that you can just do that. So he was aiming for a precise pixel to transition and ended up transitioning a little bit too high.
No, like if you set up everything correctly, you can just hold down until you hit a wall, and like you're not even gonna jump, so you can just hit the wall and you're fine. It's pretty safe to do the flipper wrap.
Yeah, you just have to know all the steps, and that's the hard part. Just learn all the steps. Oh, the powder showed up. That's great. I guess that
was in Spike Cave.
That can be done with Magic Bat and Hammer Pigs together, I suppose. Maybe Mitts will show up. I would want to put those off until Mitts, given the way the seed has been going. There's Ether.
So, what is it? We have, he doesn't have the big key, so it's on right side, so Fire Rod's not going to be on the climb. Or on the right side either. But he's just going to opt to break right side and probably climb GT looking for the Ice Rod, honestly.
Is he done tile room?
Yes.
Ooh, so he is, ooh, okay. This is spicy. If he's fast enough at this, he could have a little efficiency. You could route this into Hammer Pigs. And then
you can do Hammer Pegs and Magic Bat.
Yeah, and then together. I think what you do is you drop down into Desert and Bombo's Tablet.
Yeah, actually loops together really cleanly.
I can see the appeal of this. All right, Pix was he? Ooh, Pix did something good here. Okay, it didn't work. I like the idea, though. So he recognized that last time when he held down, he snapped up. So this time he tapped up to snap down, but it just didn't work. But it was a really good idea. Oh, not quite high enough. Poor Pix, though. He's actually just straight hard locked behind this fire rod. Or this flipper wrap.
Yeah.
He could start Sequence Breaking Swamp, and that's not going to get him anywhere. Ooh, shoutouts to the shield. Alright, shield haters. Explain that.
Explain just how useful the shield is right there. But yeah, no, I agree with breaking right side because you can't find Fire Rod, but you can find Ice Rod, because at this point Ice Rod can be anywhere.
I love Ice Rods.
Ice Rod Hunt is just a good old classic. And she's gonna leave big chest. Can gamble it. Because that big chest is gonna take a very long time to get back to at that point. I guess another positive benefit of blast locating like this is there's really not that many places as fire rod can be. We have
Well,
Meyer.
Dr. Earworm is maybe still thinking about Skullwoods. Meyer is open now, but I guess there's still. I think there's better things to do than Meyer.
Like you know, fire rod can't be on Ped. It can't be on Green Pendant.
So what's interesting is Pix will find that ether, and his next move might actually be Meyer into Swamp. Especially if he feels behind having to just from scratch learn new tech. Well, not from scratch, but like... That's interesting, that dash there. Let's see if it works. No, it's the same problem he had before. Okay, no, he's good this time. He was low enough. He should be able to go up now. He's just in the Ice Palace cage. Once you're in there, you're safe. Checks his map to make sure that he's safe. So he knows he's in ice now. The map kind of messed up his graphics. If he moves up and down enough, Ice Palace will appear on screen, and he'll be able to find the entrance. There we go. It's a problem
Gives
that
you a nice visual indicator where you are.
Yeah, it's kind of neat, because it's like people who really need the help will eventually get the help. It's the little, like, clippy. You look like you're trying to find Ice Palace. Here, let me help.
So we're thinking of fire rod locations. Of everything that we know, we can have fire rod in Meyer, and we can have it on Landmo.
Meyer would be the best location for Pix, because he might find it on the way to Swamp.
Honestly, Hera Basement Fire Rod is honestly not even that much out of the picture with how few checks we have left on the board.
Hera Basement Fire Rod's pretty good for Pix too, because he clearly just didn't set up to go to Swamp that way. And if he finds Ether, what is this?
What is?
Oh, he hasn't gotten his hammer yet. He has to go to Pengator room. That's funny.
I guess he just forgot, honestly.
I think he did.
Right,
yeah, his little Dementor in his head just said, hey, turn back. You should actually do this check because it's your last location. There we go.
Yeah, when you're coming in here without a hammer, you kind of have to do this check. Really.
Normally, when people are doing ice without a hammer, I advise stealing the key. I make an exception for when it's your last location and you're probably going to find the hammer here. And you're also missing the mirror, and your only weapon for the Freezor is the Bombos medallion. Okay, moment of truth for Doc. 50 rupees. 50 rupees. Bombs. And a compass.
I think he's double checking to make sure if it's going to be here at the big chest that he left behind.
Oh, he didn't do the big chest. Of course. That's an interesting location. Well, at least the big chest isn't fire rod. Ooh, compass in the big chest. Nice.
So yeah, skipping it was the right call. Yeah, he had to break right side, and it's a long walk for just one check at that point. That you also know can't be fire rod. So there's only one item potentially there.
Big Pix could save time by doing GT and bailing. Following those items that are in GT. So
Yeah.
I think it's a little faster to clip back to GT and do the right side than it is to do to attempt bomb jump. Nice final phase on the Aga. Pix has 4 hearts.
So just a little scary.
Seems to have a timing method for this. And has the cape,
I think
so...
maybe timing it for the first ice block to fall down so you're safe.
Yeah, it's for that. It's so you can get the spin. Because it's really hard to get the spin if you're, like, You only know the... Oh my god, Pix. Use the cape.
Use that cape.
Just use the cape. Okay.
Use the cape and just keep slashing.
Yeah, slam your sword like it's your heartbeat. Because it is. The problem is when you gotta chase down these guys.
It's like you can get them into a corner and just keep going to town. And then get scared once your magic gets low.
Okay, we did. We panicked our way through Cold Stare. Nicely done. I was worried he'd run out of magic at that last puff and take a hit, but he didn't.
Nope, it's not hammer picks. So we've got the bats. Or not. You have okay.
Just making sure he still remembers how to do this. Two more races tonight? Oh my goodness.
And messes up at the last step there. No.
Well, you just run back, right? And then you do bat and you do desert. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Loses his mirror portal, but it's not that big of a deal.
I don't think he needs it. So you did hammer pigs, right?
Yeah. At that point, I guess it would only be thinking for Skull Woods potentially to revisit it.
I didn't see how he failed that. Usually the failure state is you clipped in too far with flippers and you landed in the water.
Wants the redemption.
There we go.
Like here, I think he tapped up. I don't think it quite popped him correctly, so I think he held like right or down. He jumped down instead. Somehow.
I don't know how much of this is glitch brain and how much of this is I've been playing without the hammer for so long that I forgot what it's like to have a hammer.
Or just, I want to do glitches because it's cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. This is not casual boots.
Okay, Pix is heading over to Swamp now, for sure. And does have the hammer to actually make this whole trip significantly faster.
Pix is a little pixel off on that Philly pot. There we go.
I just ended up learning the new, is it riding pot method?
Yeah, that one's so good.
It's just so free. Once you learn it, you're like, oh,
why
these inputs are just free.
Why have I been doing anything else? Gotta do that and then go back to doing Dracaris pot. It's like night and day.
I'm still new enough to not even know that one. Not a single person has talked about it since I started playing this. Other than I know the fact that it exists. It's pretty quick and clean. Flip down. So if the fire rod's not here in desert, then or bombos, then it has to be in Mire, right? I don't think they're. Oh, it could also be Mimic Cave. Too.
Mimic Cave. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just those things, isn't it? Oh,
I think
no.
so.
Well, that's good, I guess.
We're down to very few locations this fire rod could possibly be in.
And then there's the ice rod, and we get to check everything for that.
Honestly, at this point, it seems more likely that the fire rod just directly locks the ice rod.
Fire rod in front of TR?
Yeah.
So Pix
in front
hitting...
of TR or the two items in the back of Skull.
Pix got into Swamp via Hera, which means he's not doing Mire into Swamp. Oh, he didn't even do GT. Wait a minute. If Spike Cave was... Huh? Did he do Spike Cave and quit?
I don't think he did spike.
Oh no,
cave.
Spike Cave was powder. What was Mirror? Mirror was ice. Okay, so
Yeah.
that was, never mind. He just did ice and then did this.
He just decided to just go into swamp from here.
Makes sense.
You have to clear it.
Yeah, it's again not in logic, but you just assume, right, that hammer is locking ether, which it is. It's correct.
Yeah.
It's not going to help Pix though.
Yeah, I mean, granted, that hammer is a hard lost location, so at this point, you know the ether has to be behind the hammer just from process of elimination.
I think what we
Also,
really mean is behind hammer, but not behind fire rod.
Yeah. Also, it is funny that the small key was vanilla, so you could in fact just do a completely regular swamp clear.
Oh,
Non-HMG.
that's fun.
Alright, no fire rod here.
That was lost
Gotta
on
be
me.
in Meyer.
That was lost on me because we had no mirror when we went in here first, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Looks like Earworm's going to Mimic Cave.
Yeah, Pendant Meyer. Oh, also Ether Tablet.
We saw Bombos, right?
Yeah,
Just
Bombas
now.
is just $20.
It feels
Yeah,
weird to
another
do
20.
one of the tablets and not do the other one immediately after.
I mean, routing wise, it made sense. I guess at this point, it really is just 2 items versus 2 items. You either have 2 items in,
Ooh,
Oh, he's thinking Hair Basement.
he can't.
He,
Or is he gonna go to Swamp and steal a key? Oh, I think he is.
He set up a key route as well.
Yeah, but
you
he's
do that.
stealing the key from Swamp. Because that's why he's hair potting. Nope.
I think he just remembered that he set up key rat at the start of the seed.
But it's weird because where does hair pot come into this? It's the hair basement's not up there. We've already done everything that's up there. Then the only thing that made sense to do up there was steal a key from Swamp.
Yeah, I think he remembered that he set up key rat and that this is just gonna be faster.
Oh, I see. He just thought that Swamp was his only option.
Mm-hmm.
I do
And I
like that he
remembered
left that
that
key in
he-
Swamp, though.
Yeah, I think he's just remembering that he did set this up a very long time ago.
Well, Pix is going for Poke Dash Master Sword. It's very difficult. That's like a low percent speedrun strat.
Really, you don't even... I would think spins overall would be faster.
Well, it's the Poke Dash when done well is very impressive. You can also do there's also another strat where you do like 3 hook spin, and that's pretty fast too. I would not recommend doing silvers with your sword out because you're very likely to override the hit with the sword shot. But once he's loose like this, it's really hard to hit him.
Yeah.
But here's the value of setting up key rat steals. You get to waste time in Hair Basement while your opponent catches up.
Unless Hair Basement's the play, because I mean, realistically, it's Mimic Cave or Pendant Mire. That's all
Yeah,
you
this is actually a pretty high percent play because he's also still missing Ice Rod, so it could just be here too. If Ice Rod is here, that's even worse for Pix. Pix didn't do left side swamp. Oh, and it's big key locking. Oh, that's so annoying. I think if at that point you go to Meyer and you clip to Hera and hope it's in the big chest.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. You could have just come in from Mire anyway if you're clearing it, and then just check the big chest while you're there, because it could just be the big like it is now. It could just be big chest.
It's part of why I wanted Pix to do Swamp into Mire. The other way around, Mire into Swamp, because it gets you Mire checks and that Hera big chest, which I kind of forgot that could have been the Fire Rod, like it actually sure is. Wow, Hair Basement the play. Okay, actually, it's better that it's Fire Rod than Ice Rod, because Ice Rod is for a Pix. You kind of want Pix to be bottlenecked into that check. You don't want that to be the Ice Rod.
Yep.
Doc,
Now at this
Doc
point,
wanted
your
that.
worm's gonna do. Sorry.
Yeah, you do try next, you do the front after try next.
Well, you can't do Trinex. He's gonna do the front and then probably drop down the Mimic Cave
Oh,
after.
of course. Yeah, good point. The technology doesn't exist yet. The seed is so bad.
Yeah, this is really bad.
Very hard punishes you for doing swamp out of logic. Which is fair,
So-
I guess.
The seed boils down to, okay, so you do your light world clear, and then you immediately book it to hammerless ice, and the rest of the seed is open. I guess he's got right side TR, Mimic Cave, Mire, and now the back of Skull's 2 items. Which he doesn't know both are in back of Skull, but we know.
Well, your worm, if he does skull, he'll do back first because it's green pendant.
Yeah.
And then he'll do the other one and it'll be the item and he'll feel really good about leaving out of the front.
You wouldn't be surprised if back of Skull's the next play because it's directly Fire Rod locked. You're kind of chasing it a little bit with how few items you have left. Oh, mitts.
Well, not only that, but your worm knows the clip that gets there. No, he's gonna do Mimic Cave, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you may as well. You're right here.
That would've
This
been
is the
cool.
only chance. This is really your only chance of getting Mimic Cave.
It would have been cool, but not smart to do straight to skull from here.
Plus, also, if you go straight to Skull, it's Green Pendant, and you can also check Ped.
Oh yeah, worth pointing out, the entire game's available now. Nothing left but Trinex.
Yep.
Everything's green
Good
on the
old-
tracker. Love to see it.
Good old-fashioned Ice Rod hunt. A Z3 staple.
Still not the worst seed I've ever seen in HMG.
I'm curious to know what's worse.
Well, did you watch PH versus Narwhal and Swiss?
I did not know.
I recommend it. It's worse than this.
God. I'm used to complaining about seeds where I go, yeah, you know, I'm gonna just skip Hyrule Castle and then everything's in there. I've also had a seed where Hyrule Castle had Moon Pearl, and I was just determined to skip it and go, you know what? I've got money in bottles. I don't need a pearl. I'm just gonna keep trucking along. I'll make it work.
We make our own bad luck. Do you activate your flute? I think you activate your flute. Gets you purple chest, gets you back here to do skull.
I think you remember where we activated it when he messed up Magic Bat.
Oh,
When he
okay.
ran back, he just activated it on the way back.
Makes sense.
I'm not sure if Pix activated Flute. I don't think so. I don't think he's really had a chance to. Is this Meyer?
Oh, we got our sword buttered.
The vanilla sword location. Pix wanting to do the cool little jump, but it's not letting him.
Yeah, you spend too long on that screen and those bombers start crowding you.
Mhm.
It's not here.
Mitts are not the answer. Skull? Yep, skull. Straight to back, green pendant, can check ped.
Ooh, simple clips. What if I told you you could also fake flute it around? Just make sure you're actually towing it, because if you're bonking on the ledge, it won't follow you.
And Pix can just finish up Desert while he's here. Finish up Desert, go into Mire.
Is he gonna go into Mire? He's here in the dark world. Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. That's absolutely what he's doing. So if Ice Rod is there, it's Probably not enough, but it's gonna be a little bit before Dr. Earworm gets there. We'll turn in the green pendant, check ped.
Yeah, like if the answer is not, if the answer is just in Meyer, then Duck really doesn't have much left until he just comes to that conclusion.
I kind of hate that we still have to do pod. We just want the scene to be over.
Oh god, I forgot about pod. I'd rather 0 items pod. You just have to just go in and do it at some point.
Can we just have both winners agree to not do pod in this seed? This is a 6 out of 7, but specifically pod as the skipped one.
God.
This is a 4 check location for Dr. Earworm.
Yeah.
Pretty dense by our standards.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, this is the reason why I came over here. It's absolutely the best, like, I guess, statistical play for him to make. Shield. Even after all this, Pick still has a GT climb.
Okay, Pix could get Fire Rod here. That's really good. He has to think about it though. I don't know if it's going to be on his mind. Maybe he dupes the pendant if the item is not on Vidi.
Head's dead.
Oh yeah, I guess you had to check that first. I would probably have checked this chest first and then mirrored out. You definitely have to check it for the front though.
Yeah.
Because then you could save and quit out of Ped Seed. Or Ped Seed. Let's just all leave. It's Ped Seed.
Mushroom!
There's... Okay. I guess I was wrong about everything being green on the tracker. Now everything's green on the tracker.
And you immediately turn in that mushroom and that green pendant.
Yep, it's kind of nice actually.
Oh yeah, if you really want, you can just clip down straight down from here. Turn in mushroom, check it, clip down to Saha. Using this nice little teleport.
I love when the seed has gone on so long you lose your mind menuing. You stop caring about little optimizations like that because they can't possibly matter.
Nope, not mushroom.
There's not mushroom for...
Haha.
Oh, I couldn't finish that one. I'm sorry. I failed you. Oh, Pix has to do this with the lamp. It's not here.
Hetzenmeyer.
Hetzenmeyer. So Pix gets Ice Rod here, and then does...
Well, he's gonna have to keep going because Ice Rod doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but help keep going to him means go back in and do the Hera Big Chest.
Yeah, hopefully.
I just... You have to think so far ahead for that, though. Like, usually you find 2 items in Meyer and you're like, oh, I'm done here, you know? You don't think, oh, I can do Hera Big Chest. And if it might be the big key. It might not even be good. We know it's good, but... If it's there, it's still a lead for Earworm, but it's a little closer.
So Ice Rod's either on Vidi or on the big key chest, because Pix skipped big key chest.
Well, cutscene's a little more likely because it has that logic where it can't be the key if the big key isn't there. In this case, it's very likely to be a key here. The logic has a bit of a bias to it that puts a key here a lot more often than it should if the big key is the other one.
Yeah, I'm not entirely up to date on Meyer key logic.
It's the only dungeon I know the key logic of. Oh, it's funny. It looks like he's just standing still because of the way the frame rate is going. I'm gonna assume there's a cutscene playing on Pix's screen.
Yeah.
And he's not just contemplating his choices while the torches go out.
Sitting there going, oh god, I still have 3 more dungeons to do, including the top of GT.
Dr. Earworm is leaving, so he's not doing this first.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, there it is. And Pix has to keep going.
Pix is running it.
Oh, no, go. Don't do it that way, though. Okay, no, he's just leaving. Oh, that was his moment.
He's checking tablet. Yeah, this is tablet.
Pix? Okay, I was thinking like maybe he knows the actual mirror spot there. Every time I try to mirror there, I just get lost. But just mirroring in the desert and clipping up is probably easier.
Yeah, that's what I do for this weird scenario.
Do you think Dr. Earworm plays the odds and does Viddy? Maybe he already found all the keys. Maybe if he already found all the keys and it's a choice between like the compass and the ice rod, then it's just a straight 50-50 and then you do this because it's faster and you know Ped's dead. And that's what he's doing. It looks like he has all the keys.
Yep.
If you don't have all the keys and it's between the key... Actually, if there's no key... Yeah, if there's a key left, that actually has to be in this chest because of weird logic. So, yeah, we found all the keys. Yeah, you don't want to transition there, Pix.
Yeah, it's like when you do that clip down, you can just go straight right and it'll be perfectly fine. You don't have to do any adjustments.
And go mode for Dr. Earworm in 3, 2, 1 at 1:52:36 as his last location for the second time this seed.
Hard last location. Literally nothing left in the seed for Earworm to do. Oh god.
Yeah, last thing we want is the seed to chase people out of the mode. Get them right back into OWG. Hey look, HMG was not to blame for this seed. Except maybe Fire Rod and Hit Basement being slightly worse.
Yeah, Fire Rod was made gross by HMG. But otherwise, this is a seed going, haha, just do hammerless ice for hammer and mirror.
And then do Pendant Mire for Ice Rod. Oh, Dr. Earworm's doing the old school setup. I taught him the new setup. He's gonna keep doing this. If it works. It works.
I don't know this old school setup, I just know the new one. But, yeah, hey. If it works, it works. It's really all that matters. People can do their boomer DMAs and such if they really want to.
It's okay, we all know you're an Ocarina of Time boomer. You can't hide that from us.
Yeah.
You may be a spring chicken here, but we know your secrets. You're an old Kakariko Kuko over there.
That's the question is how long will Pix take to get to that fire rod? Because he left it in a pretty bad location. He doesn't have a key for it.
He doesn't have a key for it. Oh no. His chance was Meyer. I mean, that was That might be like why you would do Mire into Hera, is that you know that you're never going to be able to get back to it except through Mire. And you're here at Mire now. But it's hard because you went to Mire and found something required. Even if it's not progression.
Okay, this is Spike Cave, I think.
Yeah, we haven't. I'm surprised he didn't go in on the way in. I guess he didn't have the health. But he's gonna have to follow that powder. It's gonna spend a little more time doing that. Dr. Earworm is going to pod. Good job remembering that, because I keep forgetting pod is still undone.
Yeah, when you get all 6 items out of it at the start of the seed, and then go, oh wait, hold on.
Very weird to see somebody walk out of TR and go this way in a glitched mode.
I wonder if that's any faster. I mean, it's not really a scenario I've ever actually been in, so I have no idea the speed. It does save you a save quit.
Oh no, it's still going. How bad is it? It is rivaling the worst seed. It's bad in a different way. Well, it's bad in the same way in some sense. In one of the senses.
This is live, Sleepy.
Oh yeah, this is live. This is the first race of the brackets. There's actually 2 more races tonight that I will 100% not be able to cover because they're at midnight, but... one of them is now. It's too late.
So yeah, buyer, this is basically, so you do your opening, you know, light world clear, you get your moon pearl, you get some nice stuff. You get like a Samaria, you get 2 bows, you get a hook shot, some flippers. You get some nice stuff early, and you have all of Dark World open to you, and then it's basically literally nothing for about 45 minutes. And the answer is just flip a wrap into pod. Or sorry, flip a wrap into ice, because you've got your hammer and your mirror both in there. So if you rely on mirror wrap, you also get a little bit screwed in this seed.
Pix is in a pickle.
Yeah, I think if you get stuck here, I don't think you can get out of this.
Yeah, I've tried swim clipping this. You can't. It's not enough of a slope. I think you tried to do the new Dawn fought and maybe like didn't do it right.
Yeah, because it's a slightly different setup than like say River fought. You end up in like a slightly different position. It's a bit deeper in. It's really cool when you get to do it.
Maybe you could get out. Yeah, I've tried this as Pix is doing, trying to get to that top slope to swim clip out, and I don't think you can.
That is true, JD, but you know, when you have Hera Big Key and Hera Basement and Fire Rod and the Hera Big Chest, that's a pretty easy thing to last locate.
I didn't even think about that. That you could have just done Hera and gotten the Fire Rod and gotten the mitts. That's brutal. Imagine being one of those people who just does Hera Basement and that's you still have to do Hammerless Ice, but like at least you have the mitts.
You have the mitts, so you can just go to ice without any issue.
Oh, I see what High Ruler's saying is that fails because you get bounced up while clipping. Well, it's certainly nice in this seed because it gets you your Fire Rod. Alright, Dr. Earworm has... I completely just fell asleep during Helmosaur because it's so boring, but we're going to Ganon.
Or at the end, is it going to get in the hole in under 2 hours?
Yeah, I think he can. Yeah, I agree, Mr. Byron. I actually don't recommend doing that without a hook shot because you're either swim clipping out, which is really slow, or you're stuck. Or you're hoping that the mitts are there. Yay, sub 2 hour hole. Let's go. Sometimes you gotta move the goalposts in your favor.
It's like, so instead of like going, yeah, sub 2 hour seed, you gotta do, yeah, sub 2 hour Ganon drop. Hell yeah. We did it. Yes, Hunty, you don't need to flop your ears right next to
Do I need to add a third commentator? And that is GG for Dr. Earworm. Let's see what happens with picks. There's no longer an incentive to finish if you're within 15 minutes. You know what's cool about what Pix is doing? He's getting his fire rod. He's gonna forfeit though, which is kind of sad because I wanted to see him get his fire rod this way because it's cool. But also totally understandable.
I mean, yeah, you get the fire rod to go kill Trinex, to beat Helma. He hasn't claimed GT yet. That's way too much to do. Don't blame him.
What a way to kick off the tournament, huh?
Yeah.
The mode that's gonna get people to swear off of HMG forever.
The first seed of the tournament, and it's just disgusting. Hello, Earworm and Pix. Hello, Earworm and Pix.
Hi.
Oh.
GG for that terrible seed.
Jeez. Malmo, what did we do to you?
I rolled the seed. That's my confession. You shouldn't have asked me to roll the seed.
Oh, man.
That is just awful in so many ways.
Yeah.
I just love, like, you have some cool things, like, oh, hey, that's a funny Flipper's location. Like,
Right.
oh, Flippers and Hookshot are over there. That's kind of cool. Like, you get some nice little tools out the gate. And then it's just literally nothing.
Hammer and mirror and ice.
Yeah,
So, like, good luck.
that's the thing. You get Dark World access. There's literally nothing
Yeah.
in Dark World.
When you found your hammer, we were talking about, like, what's the last progression item we got? And we couldn't even remember which one it was. We think it was either the Flippers or the Moon Pearl.
I think it was the Flippers.
I-
Wait, did I do South Shore before the mountain? Because the Moon Pearl was on the mountain.
Yeah, for one player it was the Moon Pearl, and for one player it was the Flippers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely got the Moon Pearl after
Yeah,
the Flippers.
Pix was Moon Pearl, and Earworm was a Flipper Hookshot over there.
There were a couple moments early on when I was like checking my chat, which was an emote only, obviously, but like I was checking my chat and checking the race room to make sure no one was telling me I had the wrong seed open, because like so many of the early things were exactly what I had in my practice last night, like Flippers on Swirl Edge and things like that.
So just so you know, doing a very quick VOD scrub. We have for earworm. You had those the flipper hook shot at 17 and a half minutes, just about,
Yeah.
and you got your hammer out of ice at about an hour and 13 minutes.
Woof.
That was almost an hour of zero progression.
What was your go mode picks?
It would have been Fire Rod. I was on my way to Hera Basement. I had used the key to go through Swamp, and I was coming back to it. I just
Gotcha.
there were a couple of things I just wrote off.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like I was happy with the early game. The early game felt fine.
Yeah.
Things were kind of rolling nice, and then my mid game, like it felt terrible. Like nothing was working because there like was nothing available.
Yeah.
And I don't know the flipper trap into ice. So
Oh, no.
also all of my routing was to do anything except for flipper trapping into ice.
Yeah.
And
it was
so
hard required.
yeah, and I was just hoping to like, all right, maybe I can like trip over the mitts or like the mirror, and then like I'll do.
I guess
You
yeah,
can
it wasn't hard
technically
required.
av-
You
can
can get the
avoid
fire
it.
rod and get the mitts out of TR. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it is. You would have to commit to Hera Basement,
Yeah.
but you could get the fire rod from Hera Big Chest using the big key out of Hera Basement,
Yeah.
and use the fire rod to go to right side of TR to get mitts
Yeah.
and avoid it. That is also a very, gross series of things to do in an HMG seed,
Yeah.
but it is possible.
Yeah. So Pix, did you end up learning flipper wrap on the fly?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. Yeah, it's we successfully got one. It
Let's
was
go. Yeah.
it was
That's
a it was a journey.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm shaking. Yeah, the one thing I realized that I could have done to be fancy would have been, instead of stealing the key rat, I could have gone to Meyer, checked Meyer, and then used the big key of Meyer to open the big chest of Hera. That would have been nifty, but yeah. God, of course Hera Basement was required. Ugh.
Yeah, the fancy thing I was working towards is I felt like I was in a bad spot, so I just started skipping things. And then I got that ether out of GT, and I was like, Meyer is like pretty trash, because I think like I knew also at the time that it wasn't even locking Swamp.
Yeah.
Like I rushed right over there because I was like, I don't want to do Hammerless Swamp. I could do Hammerless Swamp because it like is a thing, but when I saw it was ether, I was like, okay, well this is a non-factor. I'm not worrying about this for a while, and then realized it wasn't, and I was like, well, this ether's kind of late. Like, why don't I just rush Meyer and see if that works out? And if I had found the fire rod, I was going to dupe the Meyer pendant and start working towards Ped. But
oh yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, Ice Rod kind of was not what I was expecting from this.
We were almost thinking that you would continue just because you got the ice rod, and it's like that does nothing in that scenario. I thought that maybe with that hesitation in Meyer before you left, that you were maybe gonna go with the big chest real fast.
It was I'd already done big chest, so I knew.
No, I mean the Hera big.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even been thinking about it. I had Hera Basement in the back of my mind, and I was just assuming that the big key of Hera was locking itself.
I mean, yeah, at that point it's 50-50 if it's basement or self-locking Hera big.
Yeah.
I guess granted you could cliff from Meyer, check that chest, and if it is self-locking, just drop down, use one of your Meyer keys, just open up that basement, and then just leave.
Once I was down to Meyer being the last possible location for the ice rod, I was really kicking myself that I didn't check Hera from Meyer, because that would have just been clean and would have saved me the key rat steal. But how often do you need to open Hera Basement with a Meyer small? Like, it's yeah. I'm shocked that I didn't have over 200 collection rate.
That certainly felt like an over 200 CRT.
Holy crap!
I checked my heart pieces right after hammer pegs because I was on 19 hearts, and I knew I'd skipped a freestanding at a library, and I was like, well, it's Valentine's Day. I know I'm not winning this. I might go for 20 hearts if I know I can get it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, it's late. We should probably let people go to bed, but including me, I'm the people that need to go to bed. Yo, GG's. We'll chat soon and schedule game 2.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for putting together this whole restream.
Yeah, thanks so much for Brett for comms and Malmo for restreaming.
Yeah, it was a good start. Good luck. Better luck on the next one.
Fantastic opener too.
Be sure to follow these runners. So you can catch their game too, because there might not be a restream, so you'll want to not miss it. All right, catch you later, everybody.
Bye.
Yep. Good night, people.